Hi, good day all! Welcome to Chapter 3 of our Practical Finance course. Today we're going to talk about the core of our course, business cases. And best of all, we're going to build a business case from scratch. Stay tuned! Okay, first of all, I would like to define what a business case is. A business case is nothing more than a well-structured document, written or verbal, that shows the viability of a project to the possible investors. It's a well-backed-up way to propose an idea to people that can help finance it, becoming partners. Its structure doesn't have to be very rigid, but must include at least the following chapters. First, an executive summary, which is an overview of the project, definition and goals. The second one is a project detail, where we share any relevant researches that helps describe the project in a more detailed way. The third chapter will be market analysis, a very important chapter where we're going to see which is the market we're aiming to, its size, competitors, increases, decreases, trends, critical success factors that will help us succeed in the market. SWOT analysis, which is a description of the internal factors, strengths and weaknesses, as well as external factors, opportunities and threats. The fourth chapter, business model. The most beautiful of all, the one we're going to concentrate our course in. Here is the financial plan. It's the Excel workbook that will hold several worksheets with investment description, human resources needs, market overview, sales plan, and of course the financial plan, where we'll hold the income statement, the balance sheet, the cash flows, as well as other details where we are able to measure the project profitability. Then an important worksheet, which I call the dashboard. It's like a control room where you change the assumption and see what the results are. And of course, a very important worksheet, which is the sensitivity analysis. Here we will use Excel macros to help us simulate what happens to the result of the project when we make changes to particular assumptions. Okay, our fifth chapter is the team description. Here is what I call the who, the what, and for how much. It's a detailed description of activities of every member of the project, their tasks, their activities, their position that they will hold, and of course the salaries and benefits they will earn. Our next chapter is the marketing strategies. Here we will state how and with who will we be marketing our product. It will be online, offline, which agencies will we use, etc. The next and last chapter is the risks of the project. Here we will state which risks affect or could affect the outcome of the project, what are their costs, and of course the contingency plan that we need to overcome them. Well, that's it. That's mainly the chapters of the business case. Of course, we're going to concentrate in the fourth one, which is the business model. We will start making an Excel workbook, as I promised, from scratch. So please, join me at the Excel. But wait, what will my business case be about? So let's think of an easy project that we could model in Excel. Perhaps I'm thinking about a restaurant, or maybe... No, how about something that produces, let's say, bottled water, where we need to buy our bottles and the water comes from stream, or that it's tap water that we need to filtrate and purify. How about that? Let's start with that. Okay, so let's start with a new workbook. Our first goal is to make some formatting. I will start with formatting this complete worksheet with year and months. So the first thing you need to know is that this month over here, we will use just numbers like this, but we will change the format to the word month. So we here format cells. We use a number with I always use this 1000 separator, but once I have placed this 1000 separator and no decimals, I turn into custom, and right here you should put the word month between quotes, month space quotes. That way you will have month 1 here, see? So all these 3 months you just have numbers, but the format is reading month, right? For let's say 5 years, right? So we'll reach month 60, right? Month 60 right here. Okay, once we have all these months, we need then to use the years. I always like to put the years in the left side. So what I need is one column. Let's leave 2 columns free. Then begin with year 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 2 more free. So I will need let's do that again, 5 and 2 more. So I will need to insert this amount of columns. So the same thing here. Instead of month, I will go into format cells and change the word month for the word year. Okay, so that's how I have my year 1, 2. Well, this will be a number 2, of course. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wait, there's too much here, so let me delete this. Okay, delete. What we're gonna do now is we're gonna have formulas that will help you in the future. So for example, we have the sum formula, adding up from month 1 to month 12 in the first case, the year 1, right? I'm sorry. Then we will have the sum of the next 12 months, which begin on month 13 to 24. I might have a maximum, a minimum, and an average, right? Let's use those. This will be the max. Well, you just substitute sum by max in all this. So you come up with, replace the word sum for the word max in this case, and then okay, that division is by 0 because there's no data here. And end of month, end of year, I'm sorry. That formula is required also because sometimes you need just to have the end of year number here in the year instead of adding up all months, right? We're in column 9, 24, right there. Okay, once you have this, maybe you do some formatting. Just put this in, I don't know, blue color with the white text. Sorry, white text. Maybe bold. And the same thing here. Right? Bold and white. Blue and white with bold. Okay, let's insert a couple of rows here. Business case, whatever, and maybe the subtitle of the business case. What we need to do is duplicate this sheet into many sheets for each of the worksheets, like human resources, investments, all the financing, and of course the income statement, the balance sheets, and the cash flow to have the same format. So this help here will be hidden. Maybe just put it down here. So So we could then put all our definitions and assumptions here, and the data, of course, will be here. Okay, so let's begin with duplications. Let's name this first sheet, let's call it Human Resources. Then we'll have, for example, investments. An extra one, let's call it market. Oops, market. And maybe a last one that we called financials. And of course we will have an extra one for the dashboard, which is not the same format, but it will be related with all these four. Okay, so let's begin with human resources. We will have then here, let's put this wider so we could put some text here. We'll begin with the personnel. Which kind of personnel do we have here? We have perhaps the director of the company. We will have maybe a manager. Then we might have some technical guy. Technical. We'll have some, maybe an administrative. Maybe some staff. Let's call it staff. Okay, so we have these 5 types of personnel. Let's indent here a bit. So this should be the total of the all personnel, which is this sum over here. The number of employees, right? Let's call it number of employees. So we have that already. Okay, this same sum comes over here. Okay, and then as I told you, the data is going to be on the right side, and then here we might want to have the end of the year, which is this one over here. We will then copy this formula of end of year over here. Okay, so if you want to know how many directors you had in year 3, see is pointing at AS7, which is of course month 36. So it's perfect. And the number of employees is just a sum. Okay, so the data will be here. For example, let's put that in a different color. I don't know if it was up to the 10. Yes, down to the 11. Okay, so let's put that in a green, and with these borders, meaning that everything that is green and with borders, it's where the user could input data. Everything else is formulated so the user does not input data in it. Okay, so let's put this in bold, and I think we're ready. Let's do something else. Let's hide the grid lines. Okay, what else? Okay, we have the number of employees. We just need now the salary, right? So let's put the same format that we have here, copying exactly the same personnel, and this time instead of number of employees we're talking about the salary. And of course maybe we're doing it the other way around, because we're not planning to increase or adjust the salaries every month. So we might have the data over here. We'll do it in the other way. We have the data here. Okay, and here is where you point at whatever the input was in year 1, and this over here is going to be for 1 year the same that you copy here, right? So this one will be for 12 months, the formula. Okay, and this C15, let's put it in function F4. Okay, and this I will be copying it to the next 12 months, but instead of C it will be a D, right? Because it's the following year. Now that we have this formula here, let me take this 15 out, as well as in month 13. Okay, so now I will copy all this formula down, Ctrl C, Ctrl V. There it is. So it works exactly the same. We might have 10, 20, 30, 40, and 50. So let's check it's working perfectly. Okay, so all right. Now, besides the salary, there is an important factor which is called the benefits. It depends in every country, and these benefits are calculated in a practical way as a percentage of the salaries, and it is something that doesn't change. So it's actually just one formula over here, and the other years are the same, right? Okay, and this formula over here, I will copy it downwards. Right here. Okay, and all these will be in percentage. So, percentage. Okay, now we'll calculate then the total of the salaries and benefits, which will be one of the accounts of the income statement. So let's calculate total salaries and benefits. Okay, so what's the formula? Well, let's do it right here in each month, and then we add it up per year with the formula that I already have downstairs. Okay, so what is it? It's a product sum of the salaries and the amount of people that we have, and then of that result we then have to multiply by the percentage of the benefits, 1 plus the percentage, of course. Okay, so that's sum product of the amount, the number of people times their corresponding salary times 1 plus the percentage we have here. Okay, so this number here should be then in currency, dollars, 2 decimals, okay, and then we'll copy these to the end. Okay, and here in the left side we'll add them up. The formula we have here as sum, we'll put it in here. Okay, so let's do an example. Imagine we have one director, the first year. Okay, and then we have the salary, let's say $3,000. Oops, a format here too needs to be done. All this needs to be in dollar format too, right here. And we have the format, currency,
decimal places. Okay. Okay, so this format here too. Let's take the decimals out. So it's correct. One director for 12 months, $3,000 per month is $36,000 a year. So it's perfect. So, oh, no benefits, of course. If we put like 50% benefits, it would be 54,000. So it's working fine. I think we're ready in the human resources. Let's take this out. Okay, so human resources is ready. Let's save our worksheet. We haven't done that. So let's save it here. Business cases. We don't have a name of the company yet. Let's call it Pure Water. Pure Water. Business case.
Okay, enough for today. In the next chapter, we will try to cover the market worksheet and the finance worksheet, and we'll try to cover the dashboard worksheet as well. Well, thank you very much, and we hope to see you in the next chapter. Don't forget to subscribe. Bye-bye.